We have issued a cyclone watch for communities from Point Stewart in the NT, right through Darwin, the Tiwi Islands, and through to Columbaroo in the northern Kimberley in Western Australia. As you mentioned, it is a tropical low. Sitting in the Timor Sea, the waters here are very warm, more than 30 degrees, and that's really providing the fuel to see this system develop. We are expecting it to reach tropical cyclone strength either late on Christmas night or early Boxing Day morning, and then as a Category 1 system, continue to move down mostly to the west of Darwin and make landfall either Sunday night or into Monday morning as well. And if it does have a name, then the next name on the list will be Tropical Cyclone Seth. And so for those communities in the watch area, they can expect very strong winds to start to develop from late tomorrow in excess of 100 kilometres an hour, heavy rainfall up to 200 millimetres a day, as well as very dangerous conditions out in the water as well. And so for communities right across that kind of area, definitely pay attention to all the watches and possibly warnings over the next 2 or 3 days or so. But of course, residents across the top end do know that once the cyclone does start to move towards the land, it can become quite erratic as it interacts with the land. And so within the realm of possibilities, we could see it spend a little bit more time over water, in which case it would strengthen into a Category 2 system and then start to impact communities across WA. Or it could actually cross the coast a little bit earlier, which would have some more significant impacts for the Darwin area. And for those in Darwin, the last time we have seen the city in a cyclone watch on Christmas Day was back in 2011, Tropical Cyclone Grant. So they don't come around too often, but we are expecting quite significant impacts in terms of heavy rainfall, localised flooding and riverine flooding as well. So really to pay attention to the warnings over the next couple of days, particularly over the Christmas break.
Jonathan, we're seeing some very, very hot weather in parts of Western Australia.
Yeah, that's right. We've got a severe to extreme heatwave conditions right along the Western Australian coast, and Perth is really going to be the epicentre of that heat over the next few days. We have just upped our forecast for Perth, so now going for 43 degrees tomorrow for Christmas Day and a scorching 44 degrees on Boxing Day. Both of these could be potential records for Perth for the hottest Christmas Day on record and then potentially the hottest December Day on record on Boxing Day. And with these temperatures and the overnight minimums really not dipping below 27 to 28 degrees, it's really going to pose a huge health risk for the community, even healthy people who will need to take the precautions because the body just isn't able to recover overnight. And even onto Monday, we'll see temperatures remaining in the low 40s right across southwest WA, and with very strong gusty winds, we will see the fire danger push up to severe to potentially catastrophic levels, particularly through inland parts. And of course, we did see quite a lot of bushfire activity over the past few weeks across the southwest corner. So any kind of smouldering fire which is going could potentially flare up again with temperatures climbing well into the 30s and 40s. So for those across southwest WA, particularly Perth, definitely do try to stay cool and try to time your outdoor activities and outings away from the peak heat of the sun.
43 tomorrow in Perth, that is hot. Now, what about the rest of the country tomorrow on Christmas Day, Jonathan?
Yeah, so plenty going on around the country on Christmas Day. Thankfully, not too not too much going on across the east and the south coast. Across the eastern seaboard, we are going to see further storms develop, and so Brisbane is likely to see a couple of storms and showers, as is Canberra. For Sydney, though, most of the storms in New South Wales will be through inland parts, but for those living in Western Sydney, we could see a rumble of thunder through the afternoon, but generally a dry day there. Across the southeast, it is looking a lot milder and quite a bit calmer as well. So for Brisbane, Hobart, Adelaide, looking like a mostly sunny and dry day with a pretty mild temperatures as well. But I guess as many people just winding down for the Christmas holidays, the weather is really just winding up. And so we are really urging people to just keep an eye on the warnings over the weekend and beyond into New Year's as well, and follow all of our emergency services if you are in one of those areas affected by severe weather over the next week or so.
And just briefly, I might be putting you on the spot here, but what about the forecast for the Sydney to Hobart?
Yeah, so it isn't looking too bad at this stage. For the actual launch on Boxing Day, it is looking a little bit unstable, so we could see a couple of showers and storms with strong winds as they just start to push off from Sydney. But getting in towards Hobart, we are looking at a high-pressure system, and that'll help to keep conditions a little bit calmer, but we are keeping a very close eye on that, particularly that the race wasn't run like, I guess, last year. So this year, a lot of focus on the conditions and, just really hoping for a good outcome for all those involved.